Welcome to Dark Love Psychology. Attraction doesn't usually disappear overnight. It's not a switch that flips from on to off. Instead, it's more like a slow, creeping erosion, a foundation that quietly gives way, often without a single dramatic event to signal the collapse. Many men find themselves bewildered, standing in the ruins of a connection they thought was solid, wondering what went wrong. They replay recent conversations, search for a specific mistake, a single misstep that could explain the sudden coldness, the growing distance. But the truth is, the problem rarely begins with attraction itself. The initial spark, the chemistry, the physical desire, that's often the last thing to fade. The real canary in the coal mine, the first and most critical element to vanish, is something far more fundamental. What disappears first is respect. Respect is the bedrock upon which all healthy, lasting attraction is built. It's the invisible architecture of a relationship. When a woman respects a man, she sees him as a competent, centered, and reliable force in her life. She trusts his judgment, values his opinion, and feels a sense of safety and admiration in his presence. This is what we call the respect dynamic. It's an unspoken agreement that both partners see each other as equals, as individuals of substance and integrity. Without this dynamic, attraction becomes hollow. It lacks the gravity to hold two people together through the inevitable challenges of life. It becomes fragile, temporary, and susceptible to the slightest pressure. When a woman loses respect for a man, her behavior changes in very specific, predictable ways. This isn't a conscious decision to inflict pain, not because she's cruel, but because her emotional perception has shifted. Her internal compass has been recalibrated. The man she once looked up to, or at least saw as an equal, now registers differently in her emotional landscape. He may seem less capable, less decisive, or less aligned with his own stated values. As this perception shifts, her actions and reactions naturally follow suit. Her communication becomes shorter, her patience wears thin, and her investment in his emotional world dwindles. It's a subconscious protective mechanism. Her mind is signaling that the foundation is no longer secure, and she begins to emotionally withdraw to protect herself from the instability. In this video, we will dissect this process with clinical precision. Today, I'll break down how women react when respect is gone, the subtle signals most men miss, and why the common instinct to try harder almost always makes it worse. We will explore the shift in her tone, the way your time loses importance in her eyes, and the subtle tests she will deploy to gauge your stability. We'll cover the withdrawal of validation, the shift from emotional honesty to brutal silence, and the moment she stops investing in your shared future. Most importantly, we will illuminate the chase trap. The counterintuitive reason why pursuing her more aggressively when you feel her pulling away is the fastest way to extinguish any remaining embers of her respect. This isn't about games or manipulation. It's about understanding the deep, often unspoken psychology of human connection. By the end, you will have a clear framework for recognizing these signs, understanding their root cause, and knowing how to respond from a position of strength and self-respect, not from a place of panic. Chapter 1. Chapter 4. The shift in tone. When a woman's respect for a man begins to fade, the first sign is almost never what you expect. It's not a dramatic fight, it's not an immediate withdrawal or a sudden unexplained absence. Men often look for the big, obvious signals, the seismic shifts in behavior. They scan for arguments, for canceled plans, for the clear and undeniable signs that something is broken. But the truth is, the foundation often erodes long before the walls show any cracks. The first sign isn't distance, it's tone. This is the canary in the coal mine of your relationship. It's a subtle, almost imperceptible change in the emotional temperature of your interactions. It's the shift from a warm, inviting climate to one that feels neutral, sterile, and eventually, cold. She becomes less warm, less curious, and more neutral, or subtly dismissive. Think about the energy she brought to your conversations before, that genuine curiosity about your day, the follow-up questions that showed she was truly engaged, the playful banter that made even mundane topics feel alive. That energy begins to recede. The warmth that once colored her words starts to fade, replaced by a polite, yet hollow, neutrality. This shift is most noticeable in your digital communication. A text message that once would have been, "That sounds amazing, I can't wait to hear all about it later," now becomes a simple, "Sounds good," or even just a K. The exclamation points vanish, the emojis disappear, the response time might even be the same, but the emotional content has been stripped away. On a phone call, her voice might lose its melodic quality. The gentle rise and fall that signals engagement is replaced by a flatter, more monotonous delivery. It's the difference between a conversation and an interrogation. Respect creates emotional softness. It's the buffer that allows for vulnerability, playfulness, and grace in a relationship. When respect is high, communication feels safe and nurturing. When it disappears, communication becomes dry, transactional, or sharp. Your interactions start to feel like business meetings. You discuss logistics, who is doing what, when, and where, but the connective tissue, the shared emotional experience, is gone. Every conversation has a point, an objective, and once it's met, the interaction is over. There's no lingering, no casual chatter, no shared laughter. It becomes efficient, but empty. Where she once said, "That's interesting, tell me more," she now says, "Okay," or "if you want." The first phrase is an invitation. It says, "I value your thoughts and experiences. I want to enter your world." The second phrase is a gate. It says, "This is your decision. It doesn't affect me, and I have no more energy to invest in it." It's a subtle, but powerful way of drawing a boundary, of signaling that her emotional investment is being withdrawn. It's passive agreement, not active participation. There's nothing dramatic about this. It's not a declaration of war. It's a quiet ceasefire. It's the absence of warmth, not the presence of overt hostility. And that's what makes it so easy to miss. It's the gentle turning down of a thermostat, 1 degree at a time, until you suddenly realize the room is freezing. It's not one single event, it's a pattern of growing indifference. Just colder. Men often mistake this for stress or a bad mood. They rationalize it. She's just tired from work. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. It's just a phase. This is a critical error in judgment. While everyone has off days, a consistent downward trend in tonal warmth is not a mood, it's a verdict. In reality, it's emotional recalibration. She is subconsciously or consciously reevaluating your position in her life. She is testing the emotional framework of the relationship to see if it still holds. This tonal shift is the first step in her process of emotional detachment. It's the quiet beginning of the end, and learning to recognize it is the first step in understanding the true dynamics of respect. Chapter 2. Time loses importance. Respect is reflected in how someone treats your time. When respect is high, she adjusts her schedule, follows through, and communicates clearly. When respect drops, cancellations increase, explanations decrease, plans become maybe, replies come late, apologies feel casual. This isn't about being busy, it's about emotional priority. People protect what they value. Chapter 3. Increased testing. When a woman's respect for you begins to erode, a subtle but significant shift occurs. The dynamic changes from one of mutual admiration to one of evaluation. This is where testing increases. It's crucial to understand that this isn't always a conscious, malicious strategy. More often, it's a subconscious mechanism, an instinctual process to gauge your stability and resolve. She is, in effect, checking the foundations of your character to see if the man she was initially attracted to is still there. She's looking for a rock, and if she senses the ground is becoming shaky, she will instinctively push, probe, and test to see if it holds firm. The first and most common form this takes is the boundary test. She challenges your decisions and questions your boundaries. Let's say you've stated you need a night to focus on a personal project. A test might involve her calling with a non-urgent issue, or suggesting a spontaneous outing, directly conflicting with your stated plan. She's not just asking for your time, she's testing your resolve. Will you abandon your priorities for her whim? A man who is grounded in his purpose will calmly reiterate his boundary, while a man who is losing his frame will fold, signaling that his word is negotiable. Next is the emotional provocation test. She pushes emotionally, sometimes subtly, sometimes openly. This can manifest as bringing up a past mistake of yours during an otherwise peaceful moment, or making a slightly critical comment about your appearance or choices just to see how you'll react. Will you become defensive, angry, insecure? A reactive response tells her that she has the power to control your emotional state. The stable response is to remain unfazed, either by ignoring the bait or addressing it calmly without emotional escalation. You demonstrate that your inner peace isn't dependent on her approval. This often leads to the plausible deniability test, where she uses dismissive language disguised as innocence. She may say things like, "You're too sensitive. Why are you reacting like that?" Or the classic, "It was just a joke." These phrases are a smokescreen. The joke was a probe, a small jab to test your armor. By dismissing your reaction, she's testing a second time. Will you doubt your own perception and accept her framing of the situation? Standing your ground doesn't mean causing a fight. It means calmly stating, "I didn't find it funny," and holding your frame. A more subtle but powerful test is the flake test. This is when her reliability wavers. She might show up late without a sincere apology, or cancel plans at the last minute with a flimsy excuse. This isn't just about poor time management, it's a test of how you value your own time. If you accept this behavior without any comment, you are subconsciously communicating that your time is not important and that you are willing to wait for her, no matter what. A stable man doesn't throw a tantrum, but he does demonstrate through his actions and future availability that his time is a valuable resource. These aren't random comments or isolated incidents, they are data points. With each test, she's unconsciously asking, "Are you still the solid, confident man I was drawn to? Or do you bend under pressure?" How you respond, or fail to respond, provides the answer. Your consistency, your unwavering commitment to your own principles and boundaries, is the only thing that can pass these tests, and in turn, rebuild the foundation of her respect. Chapter 4. Validation Withdrawal. Respect fuels validation. When it's gone, compliments disappear, praise stops, emotional reassurance dries up. She no longer notices your efforts, your achievements feel invisible. Many men respond by trying harder, giving more, explaining more, pleasing more. This accelerates the loss of respect. Chapter 5. Honesty or silence. Here's where paths split. Some women become blunt, even harsh. Others become quiet and emotionally unavailable. She says, "I don't feel the same anymore." "You're not acting like yourself." She avoids emotional conversations, keeps things surface level, stops sharing her inner world. Both reactions come from the same place: disengagement. Chapter 6. Emotional investment ends. This is the most critical stage. She no longer thinks about you when you're not around. No curiosity, no emotional pull, no internal dialogue about you. She doesn't ask follow-up questions, doesn't remember details, doesn't initiate connection. Attraction lives in the mind. When mental investment stops, the relationship is already ending. Chapter 7. Satari and Dand, Maiti. The chase trap. Most men panic here. They over-communicate, over-explain, over-give, but chasing doesn't restore respect. It confirms her perception that your emotional stability depends on her. Respect cannot be negotiated. It can only be demonstrated through behavior. Respect returns when a man regains his center, clear boundaries, emotional self-control, a life that doesn't orbit around validation, not silence as a tactic, but silence as strength. When you stop chasing approval, her perception shifts. Attraction follows respect, always. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need help. Thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next video.